Hello and welcome back to War Sales, and indeed we're here in Revolt because we're going to do a little bit of a thing, and this is something that I was actually kind of thinking, you know what, how are we going to repair, right? How are we going to repair our relation with our friend here? And then I remembered, you know what, we could just donate some of our prisoners. We can donate some of the prisoners, and I think that's probably going to be the case. Generally, okay, look, usually what I would do is if I was going to try to repair any relation whatsoever, I'd most likely go for the relation donation, just because most of the time we have a huge amount of influence. We mostly have a huge amount of influence whenever we're in the late game, or whenever we're going into the late game. But as it stands right now, we have quite a few prisoners, and generally well, most of the time, I'm going to say, yeah, I think it's probably a good idea for us to just go for it. Just get rid of the prisoners that we have. Even though, you know, to be honest, I don't really like doing that because, let's face it, it's probably kind of annoying to do that, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm also going to get rid of a couple of horses here because obviously I have a significant amount of them. And we're also going to be getting rid of a lot of our weapons and so on and so forth. And as you can see right there, we're getting 70,000, which is very, very nice. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the keep, go to the dungeon, and then we can not enter the dungeon. That was a misclick. Great. Yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it? It's always great when that happens. Okay, so yes, donate prisoners. And then we're just going to literally do this. Sorgar, I actually saw that in the previous episode, and I was like, wait a minute. This guy's name is Sorgar. We're called Borgar. What is this? It's pretty crazy. Okay, yeah, so we're otherwise just going to do this. We're just going to go across the board, basically, probably just do a couple of them. I don't really want to do a huge amount, but let's actually just see what happens. Only 20... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, there we go, it's actually working. Very nice. Oh, okay, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more than that, actually. Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more. Okay, you know what? I'm going to have to go with the rest of them then. Another 17. Yeah, not a terribly big fan of this, but... Oh, 37! 37's much better. There we go. Alright, yeah, now, I'm only doing this purely because I'm a little bit worried that maybe he's going to leave or something like that. And if he does leave for an enemy, he can take his fiefs with him. And so that's kind of what I was very, very worried about. I was thinking to myself, yeah, if that actually happens, we would be in a huge amount of trouble. It would be extremely, extremely damaging. Anyway, I'm going to go back to... I'm going to go back over here, actually, and I'm going to recruit some more people. Now, this is actually really, really cool. You can see here that we have Fergo with 98 troops running around our home territory, and he's actually doing a fantastic job. You can see here, well, he's not doing a particularly good job in terms of leveling up, well, leveling up his troops, that is. But he does have quite a few Nord warriors. Obviously, hopefully, the Nord younglings will start to do something relatively soon, and they'll start to gain enough experience to be able to, you know, get to the next level. But you can see here, he's actually gaining a huge amount of steward skill, a lot of leadership skill as well. Very, very nice to see that. And as you can see, there we go. We've just maxed out our army, which is very, very nice. Now, I did manage to find a new companion, and this is the guy right here. Wait a minute, let me see if I can find him. There he is. And he is indeed going to be relatively decent for us. He has some decent traits. He's got a lot of medicine skill and steward skill. And this is going to be incredibly good if we can make him into a vassal. Imagine him having steward skill, medicine skill, etc. That's going to be insanely nice, because he's just going to be able to continue going and going and going, and we're not going to have too many problems with him. Now, otherwise, we have finally reached Ship Master Skill 50. So, what do we want? Do we want Ghost Ship? 20% fewer troops lost when running a blockade, and 20% chance to avoid leaving ships behind when escaping engagements. And as a governor, you could get a 20% increase to campaign map speed of towns' fishing boats. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then, obviously, the perk that I'm probably going to take in the end, which is Wind Rider. Yeah, it provides you with a minus 50% to deck movement penalty, which, in my opinion, is going to be incredibly good. So I think we're probably going to be taking that. That sounds kind of nice to me. Oh yeah, by the way, I've made peace. Yes, I've made peace with the Vlandians. I know. I said I was never going to do that, and usually, this is not a good strategy. Usually making peace with a particular faction that you have on the ropes, as it were, is not good. However, I'm going to give it a go because it would be kind of nice to have a bit of a change in what kind of enemy we're fighting, and indeed, we are now going to be fighting against the NORDS. Yes, the NORDS are going to be our new adversaries for a little bit, at least. And we're going to see how that goes. And obviously, I'm just going to leave these guys right here. I'm just going to put a little bit of extra money in there. I'm actually wondering whether we should take this guy and actually put him in our army. See now, okay, I'm going to say something right now, and we're going to see. I'm going to try to see if I can predict what is going to happen to this guy. Because if I say, okay, let's get him into the army, right? Let's get him into the army. Yep, just going to get him. And yeah, so basically what's going to happen, I'm going to predict it right now. If he joins us, what will happen is he will lose all of his troops. He won't level up his troops at all. It will be very, very limited, at least. And we're going to basically need to resupply him. We're going to need to resupply pretty much all of his troops after a handful of battles, and indeed, if we are able to, through some miracle, actually survive until that point, where we actually get to do a siege, then what we're going to need to do is, well, we're going to need to resupply him as well, because he's going to literally place all of these troops in the garrison. It is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Oh, making peace with the Nords? No way. I am not making... Are you serious? Garatops, what are you doing, sir? Yes, they are more powerful than us, but that's exactly the reason why we must attack them. Yes, we must not shy away from the powerful individuals in the world. Yes, we must make sure that they know exactly what we're all about. And, well, we'll see. Oh, no. Are you serious? Kalatos has been taken prisoner by sea raiders? Really? By sea raiders? Come on now, that's a little bit embarrassing, isn't it? Well, I guess, actually, never mind. It's probably not that embarrassing, to be honest, because sea raiders, dependent on your composition, of course, are actually kind of dangerous. You can see here, there's 63 of these guys. I mean, if you don't have that many people and you've got a pretty slow ship, you might have an issue dealing with them. Anyway, we got this, Tharclef Castle. I'm wondering whether we should literally just go straight on in there, or whether I should go into the town. Generally, good practice is to go for the town straight away, but it very much depends on what we're going to get from that, because it depends on depends on how much they have. Yes. Okay, so they really don't have a particularly... Well, I mean, this is pretty good, actually. The place that we're in right now is very isolated. Feels very isolated, at least. What we're going to have to do, though, is I'm going to have to actually get this guy some stuff. So let's actually... just get him equipped with some gear. I mean, all of this stuff is pretty... Oh, actually, wait a minute. This is pretty good. There we go. I obviously haven't outfitted him in anything yet, so this is going to be very, very nice for him. Maybe we could get a cloak. There's a cloak. Very nice. Okay, and I think that's probably going to have to be it. I don't think we have anything else for him. Now, the question is... Let's have a look. I think we'll probably give him thrown weapons. He does have a little bit of thrown weapon, I think. And we're otherwise going to go for Lordly Pavis Shield. There we go. And we will also go for a one-handed... do we want to go for a one-handed mace? No, I don't really care about that. Let's go for an axe. There we go. Let's go for an axe. And let's give him a horse. There we go. Very nice. Okay, he's basically done. Now, here's the thing. What do they have in terms of food? 26... Ooh, okay. This is really bad. This is really bad. We might be able to do it. I'm not sure. I personally, I feel like this is I don't know. I feel like this is impossible, actually. Oh, wait. Are you serious right now? Okay, this is actually really bad. I am going to continue the siege here, but I think at the first sign of anything untoward happening to us, I'm going to stop it, because I don't know whether you just noticed how many, yes, what kind of troops they actually have in the garrison here, but they have 86 Nord Sky Gods chosen. 86 of them. That is the highest tier archer. Obviously, I don't know how many Huskars they have. It doesn't seem like they have any Huskars, which obviously is a very, very much saving grace for us. But that's still a problem in general. That is still a problem. If they have a significant amount of archers, and they do, it's going to be really, really dangerous for us. Okay, wait a minute. You cannot participate in kingdom decisions right now. Okay. Why not? I can go here, and I could literally click through all of this. Okay, that's kind of weird. Alright, well, whatever the case, I am going to just build the remaining trebuchets. I have to be very, very careful about what happens here, because we do have a handful of... Are you actually going to... Are they actually going in? I think she's going in against us. Let's just... Wait, oh, yeah, you are. Okay, yeah. We're going to have to stop this, because otherwise we are going to see... Yep. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is real bad. This is actually real bad. Okay, so this means we're going to have to be very, very careful. We're going to have to literally... I'm going to go and auto-resolve this, I think. We're going to auto-resolve this straight up. And we're just going to get a load of very, very nice things. The question is, do I want to execute? I'm going to take it prisoner for now, because I don't really want to damage our relation with our companion again. I mean, at least if I can hope to do that. Oh, that's really, really harsh. Okay. Ooh. Well, this is really cool, though. This is really cool. Fighting against the Nords does give us a huge amount of very, very nice prisoners for us to convert, potentially. So I'm actually kind of happy about that. Let's see if we can get some of these. I'm only going to take tier 4s and above. Not going to take anything else. Ooh. Decent-ish sword, okay. Not too bad, I guess. And no, we're just going to take the rest there. There we go. All right, so let's actually have a look here. Gafnir. Hello, Gafnir. Are you okay? Are you going to be murdered by me? I think he will be. Hello. Who's that? Dagvi. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're not going to make peace with the Nords, obviously. That is absolutely unacceptable. I'm spending 60 influence every single time. This is the main problem with having vassals in general. If you have vassals, you are going to suffer at the hands of their voting at some point or another. Sometimes they are literally just going to be like, yes, let's make peace with this faction, even though we are completely destroying and winning against them. Yes. That sounds like a terrible idea, but, you know, that's what the AI decides to do sometimes. So, anyway, what we're going to do otherwise is we're going to make our way, and actually, should I even bother following this guy for so long? I don't know, it feels like a bit of a waste of time, but maybe if he takes us to some place like this castle, maybe... I could go in here, you know? I could go in here, try to capture this. Maybe that would make sense. Let's actually wait and see what he actually decides to do. Okay, I gotta say, I feel like this is a bit of a weird engagement. As you can see, just about got the walls down. Literally just, like, what, 2 seconds ago, I got the left wall down from the last volley of our trebuchets, and then the enemy decided to go in here. I really have no idea why they did this, because they have not brought the garrison. They haven't brought the garrison at all, which is really quite surprising. So we are otherwise now going to have a situation where we need to 100% deal with these fellows, then go into the garrison itself, or shall we say, go into the keep itself, see what we could do there. Hopefully we're going to have a good time. Now, let's actually see what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to put Borgar on here, obviously. Yeah, I guess Nialdar is the best person to go on there. Or maybe he should do the... he should do the cavalry, I guess. He should do the cavalry. And then who else do we have here? He can do this? Yeah, there we go. All right, that sounds pretty good. All right, so here we go. Now, I'm not entirely sure what their... I don't know what their composition is or anything like that, but I don't know whether it really matters if we're fighting against the Nords, because, yes, It's a good idea to kind of know what quality of troop they have, but most of the time we're not really going to be carrying too much because, well, they don't really have any cavalry. If they don't have cavalry, then we don't really need to be super problematic, you know, having a massive meltdown about it, because most of the time cavalry is going to be the turning point. It's going to be the way that enemies are able to overwhelm us, because we don't have cavalry of our own, generally, most of the time at least. And yeah, that's going to be the big thing. Anyway, let's move ourselves a little bit faster. There we go, thank you very much. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so I'm going to actually just tell these guys just to charge, because as I said before, we don't have any enemy cavalry to deal with, so we should be absolutely fine here. I mean, this should be extremely simple for us. Or maybe it's going to be difficult. I mean, as you can see right here, we're having some issues potentially. Okay, let's put these guys over here, put the archers over there to the side. Maybe we can get around some of their defenses. Do some damage. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Get stuck in there with your big two-handed Borgard. Thank you very much. Let's do that. Yes. Absolutely perfect. Unfortunately for me, now this is actually causing me a bit of a problem, because I have no idea which units are which, unless they're very clearly standing on the one side of the battlefield, and, well, you know, then I can see it exactly how it is right now, where enemies are just lining up to die. And that's exactly what we want. Okay, wait. Hello there. Don't get shot in the face, please. Maybe I can continue to do some damage here. I am literally just wading into them right now. Let's tell my forces to charge in. We have actually just kind of destroyed the opponent just purely from range, which is extremely surprising. I mean, you know, we do have a lot of people that are very happy to do a bunch of thrown weapon attacks. You know, because obviously Huskarls, they come equipped with a lot of throwing axes, and you could see there that they actually did some pretty decent damage with them. And I think actually that might have been the reason why we even won this. I mean, so easily, in fact. I mean, look at this. We've done so much damage so far, and barely any casualties taken, which I guess just goes to show. I mean, that's the reason why I was kind of questioning their I don't know, not really their sanity, but I was kind of questioning what was going on there, because I really didn't expect the vassals to go in against us, especially when they had such a dramatic disadvantage. But I assume they were actually trying to get the garrison in. You know, I think they were trying to get the garrison involved, and it did not work out. So yeah, that actually put paid to that, I suppose. And indeed, that's it. That's game over for them. Very nice indeed. And as you can see, Ferger is actually getting quite a few skill ups across the board here. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Surprisingly enough, he has not received any marriage proposals whatsoever, which is kind of a little bit surprising, I suppose, considering he is actually kind of decent. I mean, he's got pretty average skills at the moment, nothing to really shout about or anything, but you know, he's pretty solid. You know, he seems pretty solid from where he started. I actually have no idea how many focus points he has in what, but you know, it's I mean, he seems pretty okay. You know, he seems pretty all right. Anyway, there we go. 32 renown for us. And bear in mind, what we're going to do is we will just take the prisoner. I'm not sure if we're going to be executing a huge amount of them at the moment, because the NORDS territory is so large that I feel like it makes it a lot easier for us to deal with. So we don't really need to be super concerned with executing people, because Vlandia itself, Vlandia is actually massive in comparison, right? And yeah, the Nord territory is also massive, but the distance between fiefs is immense, and that's actually the main reason why you know, I would do anything related to that. You know, why I'd make sure that we have enough space or enough distance between things. We did actually get to clan tier 5, by the way. So yeah, I am actually going to do something about that after this. Let's actually just see what's happening. Okay, yeah, so you can see here we have 4 days worth of food remaining. I'm actually unsure whether we should just go straight for it. Because as it stands right now, I personally feel like maybe that would be the play. Because here's the thing. If we get another vassal coming up here and they try to attack us... Yeah, I mean, you could see here we're actually getting another guy that has a similar name to us. That's very funny. Is he going to try to go in here? He probably will. But you know what? Should I just go in? I feel like I should just go in. Because the garrison here, as you can see, is basically just a bunch of Freeman archers. The problem is, I'm at 77% HP. I kind of hope that I'm going to be... I don't know. I kind of want to be a little bit higher because we otherwise are going to probably just die. Don't you think? I think we're probably just going to die almost instantaneously. So I'd rather not have that happen. So we are just going to go in just a moment. I'm just going to get rid of the trebuchets so no one's actually going to be bothering with being on those. And yeah, otherwise, oh yeah, as I mentioned beforehand, gaining relation with people, as in gaining relation with your own vassals and stuff like that, I personally think that, whoa, some weird graphical issue going on here on the floor. Not sure what's going on with that, but yeah, anyway, I'm just going to literally put everyone under my command. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, anyway, point is, you can donate influence, obviously. You know, we've done this before. You know, when you're swimming in influence later in the game, generally this is a really, really good way of getting your relation back up. However, we kind of need the influence at the moment. We kind of need the influence to sort of disagree with our vassals in terms of voting, as you've seen already as well. And indeed, we also are not really having that much of it. We're not really, like, you know, swimming in influence yet. And hopefully we will be sometime soon. Okay, so we're just going to tell all of these guys to come over here. And we're going to be putting them into a square. And we're just going to tell them to go right behind enemy lines. And this is going to be the way to go, I think, across the board. I actually... should I go two-handed? I'm not sure. Thing is, if I go two-handed right now, we are weakening ourselves quite dramatically to archers. And there are quite a few archers around here. So I don't really want to do that just yet. So far, my forces should have a pretty easy time of things here. Is this guy's shield going to get destroyed soon? Maybe it doesn't really matter if he decides to lower it. Nice. Nice. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, if we could just kill that guy. He's, of course, blocking like a fiend. Wow. Absolutely crazy. And there we go. Nice. Okay, so we are just going to continue moving them this way. Let's see if I can do that. The slow motion is helping me quite a great deal. Thank you very much. Okay, there we go. Now we are just going to do this. And I believe that is actually it. Even though we are receiving additional enemy reinforcements, I don't think this is anything other than a Hail Mary at this point. I don't think they have anything else that they can really do to counter any of our actions at this point. And in general, I'm actually, funnily enough, every single one of my cleave attacks, this is not a mod, by the way. This is not a mod. This is now in the base game. Generally, I have not really had that much experience with cleaving in the base game until now, because cleaving most of the time has been very limited. But nowadays, if you get this axe specifically, I'm not sure if a bunch of the other axes also have the same kind of thing, because, as I say, I don't really have that much experience with using axes in general. But I'm pretty sure if you do get another one of these bigger axes, they will most likely have a cleave effect as well. And if you take that Mariner perk as well, it's going to do even more damage. And you can see here, I literally got 167 kills. 167 kills, not too bad if I do say so myself, considering the fact that we literally had, well, we had a one-handed for the first 20%, 25% of the siege. So I guess it's actually pretty cool. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go straight on in manually to the castle keep here, because we usually don't do this, but it's going to be kind of fun, in my opinion, to actually see what this is all about most of the time, because generally I don't tend to do this that often, and there's a reason for that. Generally, I think it's mostly because I'm trying to avoid the one-shot kills. Because there are many, many cases where one-shots have happened in situations like this. And as a result, we have ended up losing whatever it is. So I kind of prefer to stay out of the battle there, and or generally because it is a little bit easier and you don't have to really worry about the troublesome aspects of going in here. But yeah, as you can see, we are actually dominating. And funnily enough, when you're not running around in the snow and stuff like that, it actually feels as though your character's pretty quick. Feels like Borgar's pretty fast. Anyway, we did get 112 renown for this, which is extremely nice. And indeed, we can now take some more people, which I will do, I think. Yep, let's do that. Let's take the shield biters as well. But yeah, this is actually insane. The ability to go and fight against the same kind of units that you're primarily using? I mean, really, come on now. That is probably some of the best that we can get, because we are now having situations like this where it's just super, super good for us. Okay, wow. Kind of interesting. Okay, interesting. I actually thought that we'd be able to get some upgrades for Thule, but apparently not. All right, so this is actually his castle. This is going to be his castle. I don't really like giving him a castle, to be honest, because I personally feel like that's kind of meh, because castles are not exactly great. But I kind of have to, right? I kind of have to, because if I don't, well, then it's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? I'm literally just going to do daily raising troops, I guess. I'm not entirely sure really what we want to go for there, but yeah, we're going to wait here for some time. These guys are definitely going to besiege this. I'm almost 100% certain that they will besiege it. Or, okay. Oh, no. Apparently they don't care. Apparently they don't care about it at all. All right. Well, that's fine. Let's go for another riding skill point. I guess that's kind of cool. A breeder skill is always fantastic. We like breeding. Let's do that. We do have, yeah, the owner. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is going to go to me. Obviously, because if it goes to me, I can then award it to someone else. And that's obviously perfect. So we are going to do that. You need to make peace. No, I'm not making peace with you. Thank you very much. And we do still have 680 in influence, which is absolutely perfect. Because now what we could do is we can actually get noble retinues. I am tier 5, by the way. I literally just reached clan tier 5 in this very episode. So we are going to do this. That's going to get me additional party size by 40, which is exceptionally good, especially considering we have so many prisoners that we can now start converting into our party. And we're also going to get castle charters, because this has no downside whatsoever. So why not, right? Why not? And 20% increase to whatever we need to do there is really, really good. Let's have a look here. Militia generation. Bolster the militia. Sure, why not? Let's try it out. I don't know whether this is going to be any good, but we'll try it. I mean, kingdom-wide village production penalty, minus 5%. Personally, I feel like that doesn't really make that much difference. I don't know. I feel like that's probably not going to be significantly problematic for us. So I guess that's fine. Let's have a look. What else do we want here? This actually isn't bad. This is pretty decent. 3% tax for a 0.2 decrease in prosperity. I think that's really, really good most of the time, because prosperity usually is much, much higher than that. If the town is doing well, that is. Yeah, so we have a load of policies right here. Yeah, so we now gave it to ourselves, which is obviously perfect, and now I don't have enough influence to be able to make him a vassal. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Well, it's okay, because we have the policies. That's what we need. We're going to be going into a bunch of battles. We're making 10 every single day anyway, which is really, really nice. And we are also going to... I'm going to attack this guy right here. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, it's always hilarious how they're able to move so incredibly fast. Okay, so there we go. Nice little auto-resolve just to make do with that. Let's take a prisoner. Ooh, okay, wow, we actually get some people. Oh, look at that. We actually get some people almost instantly there. Okay, that's really nice. And we can otherwise leave. Take all the loot. Okay, we're going to go over here as well. This is also why it's a really, really cool idea to actually take something far away from pretty much anyone else. Because then you can have these situations where the enemy is coming up and they're like, oh yes, I'm going to raid your village. And then you just go, oh, you just got baited, sir. You just got baited, yes. Because now we can literally just go in and attack these fellows. Hopefully we can actually catch them. We're moving at 3.0. He's moving at 3.0. And we also have this. Okay, well, this is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah, they have 14 Huskarls. I don't know how much that's really going to make a difference, considering the fact that... Yeah, this is a problem. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be an issue. We might be able to... Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, okay, wait. What are we going to do here? I feel like I have to race him back. I think I have to race him back here. How fast is he moving? He's moving at 2.2. That's surprisingly quick. For such a large army, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. How are the walls doing? I think the walls are doing really, really badly, by the way. I think they are doing very, very badly, so this is not going to be great. How many do they have? Not a particularly good garrison. Okay, this is... Oh dear. Oh no. Traveling to Ov Castle. He just left us. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm actually surprised. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, never mind. Apparently we have an event to deal with. It has not escaped your men's notice that you have accumulated a fair amount of money in your treasury. A delegation approaches you and suggests that this would be a good time for the traditional donative, as Calradian emperors of old were known to give their legions. Okay, so yeah, we're going to increase our morale, obviously. Yeah, just increase morale for 500 gold. Why not? That sounds pretty nice. This guy is disorganized, so hopefully I'm going to be able to catch him before it expires. There we go. We actually did. This is extremely nice. Unfortunately for us, he actually... Whoa. Whoa. Okay. This is a problem. He has 34 Huskarls. He's actually kind of dangerous. If this guy... Okay, I'm going to say it right now. If this guy had actually joined the army, I think we would have had an insanely difficult time. I think this would have been extremely, extremely dangerous for us. So, yeah, that's really bad. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we can put him on here. Nialdar on here. That's pretty much what we're going to do. Okay, that sounds decent-ish. Okay, so... we outnumber him in terms of numbers, right? Yeah, we outnumber him. So this is actually not as bad as it may have looked. Obviously, the fact that we have more power, you know, in terms of combat strength, I mean, that obviously makes a big difference to our overall confidence and everything. But you know, you always want to be a little bit wary of these kinds of people, because while they might have a disadvantage in regards to their, you know, their numbers and stuff like that. They are actually capable, yep, as you can see, they are actually capable of doing some pretty hefty damage, especially considering, look at my shield, by the way. Did you see my shield HP? My shield HP literally just almost, wow. Yeah, that's exactly the reason why generally letting the Nords, or should we say letting the Nord Huskarls specifically, letting them do their thing in regards to throwing their axes, especially against an overly defensive opponent, I think that could actually have very, very good consequences. Because you could destroy all their shields. You could destroy all their shields extremely, extremely quickly. I mean, you saw that. I literally got hit by how many axes? How many axes did I get hit by here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd be like 6. I don't know, six axes or something like that. And my shield is pretty good. I feel like it's a pretty good shield. Anyway, these guys are actually using a very interesting strategy here. They're going down into the bottleneck. I'm very surprised actually to see this. Let's go and put them into a shield wall formation, and we're going to obviously do some damage against the enemy's cavalry. I'm actually surprised they even have cavalry. But they must have some, maybe they have some sturgeons or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, let's be a little bit careful here. Yeah, let's try to kill this guy if we can. Yeah. They do have some sturgeons. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a problem for us. Mostly because these fellows are actually kind of dangerous. They have some high tier ones as well. Okay, we're going to move these guys down, and we're going to see how we do with that. And if I can just do some damage here and there. There we go. Thank you very much. And maybe we can do some damage here too. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I'm fighting in such an awkward way right now. Not terribly big fan. Okay, let's do something like this. Not sure if that's a good idea, but we'll see. Maybe it's gonna be okay. Maybe it's gonna be all right. I don't know. We're gonna see how that pans out. Maybe it's gonna be good. I mean, they have us in the bottleneck, which is obviously extremely damaging for us. Is this an invisible wall? Yeah. Okay, that's kind of sad. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be, but yeah, you know, that's how it goes. How are our forces doing? I can't even see. They're doing completely fine by the looks of things. Should I tell them to charge? Yeah, why not? Let's tell them to charge now. Why not? Why not? Why not? Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a problem here, because we're going to be in a... well, as you can see, we are in a basically proverbial traffic jam, because I just can't get through. There's nothing I can do about this, because there's an invisible wall on the upper section there, so I can't even get through that way. And my forces are just stopping me from moving forward, and that's just how it goes, unfortunately. But the AI was very clever. Did you see what they were able to do? They actually did a very, very good job of getting into a bottleneck situation and actually providing themselves with a great advantage. Unfortunately for them, apparently that was not enough. And I guess that is to be expected, I suppose. I mean, considering we have such high-tier units across the board, like I said, generally if your Huskarls are able to do this much damage to a shield like they did to mine, and they can do that over and over again. Each Huskarl has 6 axes. So you have 10 Huskarls, that's 60 axes flying at the opponent. Just with 10 Huskarls. And we have 110 or something like that. So you can kind of imagine that, you know, everything is going to be extremely, extremely damaging. Especially, as I say, for overly defensive units like Nord Huskarls were, like the Nords were playing right here. Going in the bottleneck, that was a very nice strategy. But it just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough, because they are not going to be able to withstand the huge volleys of throwing axes that are coming their way. Alright, so there is the end of the battle, and indeed we have huge amounts of rescued prisoners to take as well, and I very much appreciate that. Every single day of the week I will never say no to these, unless I'm already full, I guess. Yeah, yeah, that's probably the case. Anyway, we are unfortunately not really able to take a huge amount of prisoners here, actual prisoners, and you know, try to convert them. But we'll try our best, I guess. We'll try our best to take what we can. Ooh, 14 Huskars. Can I say no to 14 Huskars and the Sturgians? No, I cannot say no to those. So we're going to have 148 out of 153. This is pretty bad. This is not a good idea, by the way. You do not want to do this normally, because in a normal situation, you're going to get outsped, and it's going to be extremely, extremely damaging. So, not a particularly big fan, but this is the best I can really do. This is the best I can do. Horse Guard Spear, very nice. Okay. Huskar Spear. Wait a minute. A Huskar Spear? Is that better than what I'm using? Let's have a look. No, it isn't. Wow, it's only because mine's legendary, I think. I think that's the primary reason right there. That is pretty cool. All right, so yeah, we are now done with Mr. Horgar, and well, it's quite funny, our namesake. I mean, it's kind of our namesake, I guess. But yeah, we're going to take breeder skill. We love breeding all over the place. That's great. It's absolutely fantastic to get free animals whenever you're just randomly traveling around. Really, really cool. And obviously, if we want to find a spouse, it's also good. Otherwise, let's just see here. Yeah, no. Yeah, as you can see, the AI is literally deciding very specifically to avoid coming over to the castle, which is really, really nice, because that means that they don't have any opportunity to take advantage of the walls being destroyed, which indeed they still are, I assume. Now, what I want to just bring to your attention here, do you see Fergus' troops? He has 28. He has 28 troops, and I did predict earlier on in the episode that he was going to have basically no troops at the end of this, and, well, I mean, that is how it is. For some reason, the parties are extremely bad. I don't know what it is, but the parties are extremely bad at maintaining their armies, and it doesn't really matter what you give them. I hate to say it, you know, because people have told me in the past, yeah, you just got to give them really, really good troops. You just got to give them a load of troops. You got to give them some lesser troops. You know, basically any number of solutions people have suggested. But this is the thing. I always do that. I always try. I have tried in the past. I've tried all kinds of different things. You know, I've tried things like, okay, I'm going to give this guy, you know, 600 Nord Huskars. Obviously, I'm exaggerating here. But let's just say that, you know, I gave him 100 or whatever. And because I gave him such high-tier troops, I thought to myself, okay, he's going to be fine, right? He's going to be fine for, you know, quite a bit. You know, he's going to kill enemies. He's going to take them prisoner. He's going to be absolutely fantastic. And then not even 5 minutes later, he's been captured. Yeah. And yeah, that generally tends to happen quite often, much more than you'd expect with an army that has, you know, generally very high tier troops. So that just goes to show, you know, you just can't you can't really rely on the party AI to do what they're supposed to do. The question is that army going to come back here? That's the one thing that I'm now having a problem with, because I feel like they're probably going to come back here really, really easily, but I have to move on, because otherwise I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose this, because you can see here I only have, what is it, 27 days worth of food. That's really bad, actually. So I think what I'm gonna need to do is I might actually need to focus on the town here. I was kind of hoping to get Thule as a vassal, because he could definitely help us out. Yeah, as you can see, he's now he literally came. Okay, no offense right now, but I do feel the AI is a little bit supernatural when it comes to this kind of thing, as in they knew that we left, even though there aren't any enemies around here. You know, you could say that they have some scouts in the bushes or whatever, but that isn't actually a gameplay mechanic, and that's just like RP and stuff. But generally, I feel like they wouldn't know that we left. But I guess, yeah, I mean, we can't really do much about it. I can't go back there and actually win against 700 people. I mean, we might be able to win against 700, but I'm not sure what their composition is. I'd like to try and take this while we have the opportunity. Okay, so we have a bit of an issue on our hands as well, very, very shortly after the cutaway here. So basically, we now have this situation. There is a massive army off the coast. And I think they were planning on coming over here this entire time, and this is exactly why we're going to have a problem, because we're going to get compounded, or shall we say, we're going to get just surrounded, pretty much, by significant amounts of enemy vassals, because we just don't have enough vassals, unfortunately. So it may very well be the case that I don't really want to do this, but we might need to make peace with them. And I don't really want to do that, but let's see what happens. I'm literally... I don't know what... You know what? I'm going to take a look and actually see what this army has, because we might decide to actually attack them. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm taking control of every single one of my troops here, and indeed, I'm just going to put... I think... I don't know whether... It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Doesn't really matter who we actually give to these people, but yeah. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do it. I have not taken down the walls or anything like that. I have literally not done anything in this. Yeah, we might need to retreat. Yeah, I literally might need to retreat. I know. I went in here thinking, oh yes, we'll be absolutely fine. There's 60 NORDS Sky Guards chosen, but yeah, no, it's not going to work. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work. I mean, you can see here we're literally getting murdered just by the catapults. And that's a huge problem in itself. Especially, what is going on here? Are they serious right now? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. Okay, there we go. Now, I should be able to jump off here. Yes, I can. Okay, I'm going to take, yeah, pretty big damage, but kind of worth it. Okay, I'm gonna have to play like an I'm gonna have to play like I am literally immune to damage, even though I'm so totally not. Yeah, this is gonna be extremely difficult. Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen, friends. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna die here just purely because the amount of archers that these guys have is insane. Have you just seen how many they have in the courtyard there? Wait a minute. Let me just see if I can find where they were. Here. These guys, literally just standing there, waiting for one person to come over the walls. That was it. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. That is very, very sad. I was kind of hoping, but it's impossible. Absolutely impossible. So, yeah, we're going to have to make our way out of here. It's very sad, actually, in general. Mostly because I'm running out of food, so I do have to leave. Oh, what? He actually stopped the siege. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure why he did that. Alright, so I was actually on my way back to the castle, and I thought to myself, okay, well, we're going to attack these guys, right? No. I was actually going to wait for them to be a little bit more weakened by the garrison. And then we were going to go in there, but unfortunately we have a bit of an issue now because this army with 613, the one that was actually attempting to defend the town, has decided to attack us. So we will do something a little bit here. We'll see if we can maybe do something kind of useful. Let me see. Yeah, I think this guy. There we go. All right. That is going to be nice. Okay, so I have a little bit of damage taken, unfortunately, which does make things a bit more complicated. But I can only hope that the opponent doesn't really have anything super dramatically good. They do have quite a few Sky Gods chosen. Oh, no. They have some Huskarls. That guy has 20 Huskarls. Oh, dear. Okay. Yeah, we might actually have a bit of a problem. Yeah, this might be much more damaging or problematic than we might have expected beforehand, but I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm gonna see if I can maybe do some damage with my... Ooh, yeah, this is the problem. You see, this is the reason why I've said multiple times about the NORDS, specifically. The NORDS, they are so good in terms of versatility. I know. I said, oh, I kept going on about versatility. You know, I do. Yeah, I know. But it's true. They have a lot of very, very good troops that have a wide variety of different weapons. The Huskars, most notably, having obviously the ability to use thrown weapons, the ability to use spears, shields, and indeed axes. And that makes things very, very easy for them because they can literally adapt to any situation they want, which I personally feel is extremely strong. I'm going to put them into a shield wall. Even though, okay, I don't really like that whole thing where the enemy decides to, you know, specifically focus us. But yeah, it's just how it is. Just how it is. Okay, so well, otherwise, make our way. I can't actually see right now, unfortunately. So this is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's put them right about there. Just going to make it so that our forces are just moving a little bit closer. Nothing too special about that, of course. And indeed, we're going to just wait a little bit here. Okay, yeah. So you can see the enemy has so many of these Sky God Chosen. Oh no! See, this is what I'm talking about as well. Yeah. You don't even want to get close. The NORDS are strong. I think they're really, really strong. Let's tell our cavalry to charge as well. Might as well. And nice little hit there. Can we get a snipe on one of these guys? That would be nice. Nope, we're not lucky enough for that. Nice. Okay, that was good. Tell these guys to move in. Why is this guy after me? Come on now. Are you serious? There are so many targets, sir. There are so many targets, and you're after me. Well, there you go. That's karma. That's what you get. All right. So, yeah. Anyway, point is, we will actually be fine. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine, right? Nah, probably not. I don't know. Right now, it feels like we're going to be okay, but it very much depends on if I actually get killed. Generally, if I die, then things are going to take a turn further. How did I get hit there? How did I get hit there? I had my shield up and everything. That's really, really crazy. Okay, you know what? I'm going to get out of here. My forces are now charging, so hopefully they're going to do a relatively decent job. I should probably move my archers just slightly closer. Are these mine? Yeah, that's mine. That one isn't. Nice. There we go. That's what we like to see. Any more cavalry? They do have a handful. Oh, they have a lot of these guys. Yeah, I should probably... Alright, well, we do actually seem to be completely destroying the opponent in terms of infantry combat, but archers is a different story. Yeah, that's not going to really work. They are definitely going to beat us in that arena. This mine? Yeah, this is mine again. Okay, interesting. Alright, so yeah, otherwise, we are actually fine though, I think, now that we've worked out the whole... units spawning in weirdly thing that we had a problem with in the previous episode. Now we are absolutely doing fine, and we should be okay. I'm actually thinking, yeah, we're gonna tell them to stop using their axes now. We're just gonna have them go straight in. Move the archers closer. Need to make sure we're actively micromanaging them as much as we can here. And how are we doing? Well, so far we've killed 218 out of the 600, and I personally feel like we should be good now. Yeah, maybe? I don't know. I mean, right now, it's very much still up in the air. It depends on how many forces actually decide to come in that are higher tier. I have to be a little bit careful here as well. I don't really want to just go in there and immediately get myself killed. So I'd like to try and be a bit aware of that. Yeah, I mean, look at how many archers they have. 139! The thing is, I want to do more damage, but I just can't. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I mean, you know, if I go in here, I'm gonna die. I almost, yeah, I mean, they're targeting me right now. They are definitely targeting me. I don't know, maybe that's just paranoid. But, yeah, I think maybe they were. Nice. Eliminate those. Okay, we got 50 people. How is Thule... What is Thule doing? Did you see that? He just killed 5 people. In one hit? How did he do that? Is that a couch lance? I think that's a couch lance. I think he's couch... He must be couch lancing through the enemy lines. Wow. Okay, that's actually really, really incredible. That just goes to show couch lancing can be extremely effective. I'm going to go like so. We're going to just tell our forces just to move back a little bit here. And then we're going to tell them to charge in once again. Go, go, go. This is really bad. Are we going to be okay? Ooh, this is bad. Okay, yeah. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine, but we're gonna have to get out of here a little bit. Thule is getting so many kills right now. This is crazy. Okay, yeah, we should probably put our people into a line and get them actually to run back here. I think it's a bit too late, to be honest. I think it's a little bit too late. Maybe? Oh, no. We've got quite a few people coming. Oh, nice. Okay, it wasn't actually too late. Okay, that's great. So, I shouldn't run in here. But I would probably... Oh, no, please don't die. Please don't die. Let's get our cavalry to come back here. Thule has done such a good job. I don't want him to die. So, we're going to just get him back here. Let's see if we can move our archers like this. Move our infantry over there as well. We need to put our cavalry here too. There we go. Alright. That seems pretty good. I mean, we've still got, as you can see, the enemy still has 136 infantry and 81 archers. A staggering amount. Thankfully, most of these guys do seem to be low level. So it should actually be quite easy for us to deal with them. Or at least I hope so. I'm probably going to die here now. I hope not. Okay. So we're going to charge these guys in. I'm actually going to tell them to engage the infantry. No, not fire at will, you idiot. Not that. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Let's just do this the proper way. Thank you very much. There it is. Engage. Alright, so we're just going to have them engage like this. Have the archers come in to support us from the side. Oh, hello. Okay, what? These guys are coming in too. Interesting. Not sure why they decided to do that, but okay. Very weird. Should probably get out my two-handed, to be honest. I don't really want to do that because I'm going to lose my shield. Do my forces... my archers don't have any ammo remaining by the looks of things, so I should probably just send them in. It's probably going to be the best course of action. Okay, yeah. I have no idea who's an enemy and who's not, so I'm just randomly swinging here. Because I can't really tell. And I believe that is indeed it. And I actually managed to live. I managed to survive through the entire battle. Very, very surprising. Generally, because I thought with the amount of Sky Gods chosen these guys have... Why is this... Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I was going to be like, why does this have an invisible wall here? I don't know. But yeah, there's a visible wall there because there's rocks and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah. Otherwise, we are just going to wade in here. If I die now, that's actually fine. I don't really mind because we have achieved victory. And I think I could probably speed things up, actually. Let's do that. Okay, I'm just going to go over here. Just make sure I don't get murdered by something. Some random stray troop or another. That would be quite funny. But, yeah, now, this is a pretty big win for us. Now, the question is, do I want to execute them? Yes. Do I want to execute them? I kind of do, to be honest, but I'm actually just going to continue taking the prisoner. And if I execute them at some point, I can still do that as long as they are prisoners of ours, so it doesn't really matter too much. If I execute them now, or if I wait a little bit, it's going to be absolutely fine. I still have loads of prisoners, so basically pointless for me to take these. Very, very sad, actually. Closed Huskar helmet. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, here we go, here we go. Let's give that to him. Berserker axe. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Legendary Huskar spear. Is that actually better than what I have? I think it is, actually. Huh. Nah, Thul did amazingly with this. Now I'm gonna leave him with what he has. It's only a very, very slim difference, so not really gonna make that much difference to us potentially, but it might make a difference to him because he was doing fantastically well, surprisingly so. Okay, so there we go. What we're gonna do is we'll do Thunderous Charge. This is really, really nice. It kind of compounds with Terror, which is in two-handed tree. There's Terror right there. 20% battle morale effect to enemy troops with your two-handed kills. So if you have two-handed and you have Thunderous Charge as well as Terror spec'd, you're literally going to be doing so much damage to the enemy's morale. It's going to be incredibly good. Yes, and I absolutely love forcing the opponent to retreat. I think that is some of the most fun you can have. Unfortunately, as you can see, Mr. Caladog has decided to declare war on us, which means that our little territory back in Vlandia is having a bit of a problem, potentially. But yes, as it stands, I will be waiting here until the Nords, you know, go in and actually take some damage, and we will be pouncing upon them at the right time. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.